it's very important to try to get to the bottom of whether there has genuinely been a change in public trust in institutions. I think we have a general sense that there is something very important that's changed, but if you look to over time data on the kinds of questions that we've asked about trust, then the case is not closed. We don't have uncontroversial evidence to say that trust has indeed declined over time. So support for democracy, satisfaction for democracy has been relatively stable. Trust in individual different kinds of institutions, government, parties and parliament has fluctuated and has sometimes seen an increase even before the Brexit referendum. And yet there might be other measures that we might think would point to a decline in trust. So I think, what is really important is getting to the bottom of what we mean. Because once we do that, we can measure it better and better assess just what it is that is underlying this sense that there is a problem with trust. We do know that there's a problem, or rather a change, in people's attachment to political parties and an increase in volatility in elections. And I think that's one of the really important over time changes that sort of runs alongside these questions about trust. I think it's really important to understand the importance of major changes in policy outcomes. So thinking about austerity, thinking about inequality, thinking about very significant geographic differences in people's everyday lived experiences. It's very important to understand how that's influencing politics in terms of political behaviour, choices, turnout, attitudes. Partly because I think that's an important lesson for politicians to hear, that it's not just about the national economy, it's not just about competence in handling GDP growth, but actually there really is a consequence. And I think also it's important to understand that because I think there is a really important question behind the vote for Brexit that we need to get to the bottom of. What is the role of economic decline, austerity, inequalities, perceptions of winners and losers in society? Better understanding that, I think, is a really important topic for political science.